How's it going, everybody? I'm Shane, and Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and many other works, has passed away. This news actually came in maybe about 2 hours ago. I was on my way home after having a really nice evening, and this news just, man, it's a gut punch. To say that Akira Toriyama, when we use certain terms in industries, we say industry giants and industry titans. But Akira Toriyama is beyond. He is like an industry god for anime and manga. You probably see these right here, as with Kazuki Takahashi. I feel compelled to show like a lot of the memorabilia, a lot of the stuff I have. It's funny when I think about it, because beyond this camera, I'm looking at Dr. Slump, also written by Akira Toriyama. I have two Gogeta statues to my left. I bought this is actually, I think this is the only Dragon Ball manga I own. It's the last one from Z. When I go to cons, I make a point of picking up Dragon Ball stuff. I think I might be a big fan of Gogeta, don't you think? Even though my favorite character is Gohan. I mean, so much stuff here. The last two movies. It's Super Saiyan 4, Future Gohan. I'm talking when both Chris Sabat and Sean Skimmel showed up, C2E2, I had to get these, because it's a part of my childhood. As a matter of fact, I can't even wear this dang thing anymore, and I'm not gonna give it up because it's Dragon Ball. I mean, you can't see it, but below my desk and beyond, I played the hell out of this game. Mostly because a good friend of mine got me into it, but also because it's Dragon Ball. It's Dragon Ball Super. I mean, one day, maybe I'll have a lot of this stuff set up behind me. But yeah, this hits really hard. This when it comes in terms of creators. I got a broken keychain here I need to fix. Was one of my favorite keychains. In terms of like creators passing, this is right up there with like Stan Lee and Takahashi Kazuki, which is Stan Lee one hits a little bit differently for me because he died, I want to say 2 days after my uncle passed away. So that one hits me very much differently as well. But so you know him from Dragon Ball Z, if we're going to be even more specific. But he's Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, Sandland. He's worked, he did work with the Dragon Quest games. Like, all those designs are his. All the Chrono Trigger designs are his. I mean, he's been working up until this day. He was only 68. He passed away from an acute subdural hematoma, basically a brain blood clot there. We had a new Dragon Ball anime coming out. We have like several games that have come out. To say that he was nowhere near done, but he has done so much for us. When I talk, like, let's talk about his influence on anime and manga. First of all, he had two of, I guess you can call them current giants, and Kishimoto, Masahiro Kishimoto and Ichiro Oda, the creators of both Naruto and One Piece. They both worked under him for a bit. And they were super fans of Dragon Ball Z. They already put out statements. And as a matter of fact, I want to say it was Kishimoto who said, Dragon Ball was fun. It inspired me to be a manga artist. And then finally working with my inspiration. Ichiro Oda, his statement focused more so on like finally being able to call him friend. It goes from like, this is student, master, then my boss, and now friend. if you can find those statements, I encourage you to just to give him a read. Like his influence, he one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic scene in all of anime is Goku turning Super Saiyan. It's something that we had not seen in a shonen anime, shonen manga. Is the birth of the transformation, right? The birth of the one thing everyone has a problem. It's like, oh man, the protagonist gets his butt whooped, and all of a sudden he comes back even more powerful. This influenced all of that. If it was not for Dragon Ball Z, I want to say, because throughout the whole entire time it's called Dragon Ball, at least in the manga, but Dragon Ball Z, let's just call it what it is. If it weren't for Dragon Ball Z, I don't think any of the things that we enjoy now would happen. From the great video games that the series has churned out to its work influencing a lot of things that we like. I mean, if it wasn't for Oda working with working with Akira Toriyama, he also worked with what's my guy called Wasatsuki with Rurouni Kenshin. Like I fear that Luffy wouldn't have been inspired by both Goku or Kenshin to be this character that is a awesome amalgamation of several really good character tropes. You have the hero that refuses to kill his villains, right? This is what starts the whole, man, we have several people that fight. Sure, not all of them can get up there. That was one of the flaws that even I have said that was in the writing. But you got a multitude of different characters you could care about. Still kind of tripping out that on Crunchyroll, this is my boy is right there, not Goku. That's actually kind of cool. But just being, if Dragon Ball had not gone for as long as it did, from Ball to Z, I don't even think we would be talking about 1,000+ episodes of One Piece, right? We wouldn't be talking about, like, he worked for 45 years. I mean, let's talk about the impact. If you don't watch anime, you got a friend that doesn't watch anime, a cousin, a loved one, anybody. They might not know the animes we talk about now, like Mashle or Demon Slayer, but they for damn sure know Dragon Ball. They might not be able to tell you one character, but they can tell you about a Goku. They can tell you a Vegeta. Hell, they might even be able to tell you about a Piccolo, right? Like, his work goes beyond Japan's borders. It goes beyond just being in the niche of anime and manga. His impact on, so the amount of people that I've heard and read, especially when they go to panels and they talk to the voice actors, that say, yeah, Dragon Ball Z influenced me to work out. Dragon Ball Z made me feel like, oh man, I'm a little guy, but I can stand up and I could be stronger. I could be more. There's more potential behind me. There's more things I can do. With me personally, Dragon Ball has definitely influenced how I write. A story that I'm writing, I don't know if it's a personal story, but the story that I've been writing heavily influenced. It's the transformations, the fights. It's Dragon Ball was an homage to tokusatsu and kung fu movies. Things that we you might not like Kamen Rider, but Power Rangers, that's tokusatsu. You watch a Jackie Chan movie, so many elements, and once if someone says it out loud, you can see it within the show. Just unbelievable. I guess I could give you anecdotal, at least throughout my life. When I was a kid, I remember first starting off on Fox, right, with the Ocean dubs, with the different voice Goku. It starts off with, we get Garlic Jr. movie, World's Strongest Movies, cut up into episodes. We start with Dragon Ball Z, and we get all the way up to when Goku gets on Namek, and after he beats Raccoon and is about to fight Jason Birder, and then it stops and it goes all the way back to the beginning of those movies. And then I remember when they went to Nami, and we got the Funimation dubs and different voices. iconic voices at that. But it always stopped there. And just, I remember the day when they finally moved forward to the next episode. Dragon Ball Z was the thing we talked about in class. It's like, hey, did you see that episode? As a matter of fact, I probably wouldn't be half as good as what I do here when I do my reviews, and even my early reviews where I was doing play-by-plays, but my reviews here probably wouldn't be half as good, because when my best friend could not watch it, I would literally sit there and on the phone just tell him every single thing that happened. It's insane. It's funny because it's all from memory. Maybe that's the thing that helped improve my memory as a teenager. First of all, I'm still kind of sore about not getting Dragon Ball Z GT Final Bout. That I always wanted that game. Of course, I found out when I got older it was not that good of a game, but still, I'm talking about Budokai, with going to my play cousin's house and playing the hell out of that game. Then Tenkaichi, that was definitely a Christmas game. When you got that Christmas break, I'm gonna unlock all these characters before I got to go back to school. And even in college, my college friend, what we did on Fridays after Friday Night SmackDown, play the hell out of some Tenkaichi 3. I'm talking battles of Broly, old Broly, versus Goku almost all damn night. Just to say that Dragon Ball has had a place in my life probably for a very long time. Still does. Dragon Ball Super. I didn't even ask for Super. It was a gift that was just bestowed upon us. More forms, more great music. I've always wanted to do a video with my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball songs, because not so much the intros and outros, but the soundtracks from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball themselves. Those songs are so cool, so iconic. The sounds, let's talk about the sound effects. The review I did for Luffy turning into Gear 5, and I promise you I've said this, several sound effects that come from this show were present in there. I'm talking the teleportation sound, the shoom shoom, the whooshes when people backflip, the socks explosion doesn't count, but the electricity sound that you heard whenever someone went Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2. Just Dragon Ball has touched everything, and it's all because of Akira Toriyama. Just Dragon Quest, although series is a bit tainted because of its composer, who also passed away, but his influence reaching in video games as well. Like Chrono Trigger, like it's hard to look down on somebody where most of the stuff he's touched is turned into gold. Dragon Quest is one of the biggest RPGs in Japan. Chrono Trigger is one of the best games that's come out on Super Nintendo and on Nintendo 3DS by far. He had a brilliant mind. He had an eye for characters, and he seemed to be well liked amongst his peers. It just what more can anyone say, honestly? I wish there was more I could say. I'm just completely flabbergasted. And the fact that this news comes out, I want to say 7 days after he actually passed away, he was able to, his wishes were fulfilled, had something private with his family. Apparently he was a tranquil, private kind of person. But man, if this one isn't just a punch in the gut, if this one didn't hurt, boy, I don't even know what else I can say. I'm still at a bit of a loss for words here, but I knew I had to say something. I had to say something. It's one of the things as a kid before all the really cool video games. Me and my childhood best friend, we would pretend to be the characters. My favorite was Gohan. Mostly, future Gohan. That's my guy. His favorite was Future Trunks. And you know how kids, sometimes you play fight. That's what happens. I mean, how many people out there can say that they were influenced to take some type of martial arts training because of watching this show? I'm willing to bet quite a few people. Yeah, you're going to be sorely, sorely missed. A Toriyama sensei. Sorely, sorely missed. You've literally changed the game. You are a god amongst all of anime creators, all of manga creators. Just even my desk here, you can't see it. It's a Gogeta playmat. It's a Dragon Ball playmat right here. Dragon Ball has always been around me, and it's always been around many of us. Just want to say thank you to you. I hope you're out there on Snake Way looking down, seeing how much you've touched us all and how much your work has influenced us for the better. Ultimately for the better. Really don't know what there is else to say. My heart goes out to his family, his children, his loved ones, his friends and companions, and so forth. And it's just at this time I gotta remind you, tomorrow's not promised to anybody. And if there's anything I learned from Dragon Ball Z, is don't give up even when things seem to be their bleakest. Live your life to the fullest. Never give up. There's always a way of doing things in your own way. Especially that's what I learned from Gohan right here. Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you can't always run away. Sometimes you get to do things your own way. Sometimes you have to do things your own way. So with that, thank you all for listening to me just speak a little bit on this. Please be good, be blessed. Be good to yourselves, be good to others, either way it goes. Don't be a jerk, all right? Treat each other well. Tell me your memories, the fond memories you have of Dragon Ball Z, or of anything that Akira Toriyama has worked on. Video games, mangas, books, whatever. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please take care of yourselves, and I will definitely come to you next time.